if you want to go ahead and you're on live now, I see that. All right, awesome. I'm going to send the feed your way. All right, have a great show.
Thank you, man.
Welcome to the Infinite Human Talk Show with Elizabeth Monroy. Over the next hour, you'll learn how you can become part of the new consciousness renaissance by evolving yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, and socially to embrace your true divine infinite nature and become an infinite human and co-creator of the new infinite earth. Now, here is your host, Elizabeth Monroy.
Hello, my divine infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever, ever, ever shall be. And welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't tell you how happy I am that you have joined me and what a miracle it is that I am here. It has been amazing. I have had a tooth pulled. I had an automobile accident, and I've been without internet for 3 days, and I just got it back. So it is by divine intervention that you are hearing my voice now. And today I'm taking the microphone because I've been getting massive downloads of information in this major, major shift in which we are now, properly positioned. Or improperly positioned. So this is all about how to properly position yourself. And I'm just going to let it live stream, through me from the higher dimensions, from infinite source and from the guardian races that I work with to help you. And please take only what resonates, but I feel like what I'm going to say, if you're tuning in, it's something obviously you need to hear. Some of it, all of it, whatever, but I think it will help you. Even if you just hear it now, it might surface, in a day, in a week, in a month, in years, but it will come to you, the bits and pieces of it when you are ready to hear it. So we are right now in a major, major, major shift. And I think everyone on the planet feels it at some level. I mean, you can't even ignore it, no matter how much, grass you smoke or, pills you pop or booze you drink, everyone's feeling it. Everyone that's organic, that's a human, a true human being. And remember, there are lots of people wearing human skins that are no longer human or not human, thanks to the scandemic. And it's happened. It is before, but every day we're seeing transhumanization of humans with the CRISPR technology that was in the shots that were given. So you have to be aware of that. Now, we've talked a great deal about the timeline split. We had Ian Parks in here who did a wonderful, wonderful discussion about this right when the timeline split back in November. And I'm going to just briefly, for some of you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about like a 3D reality which we have been in, which has been finite, which has been a prison matrix, which was created to enslave us. And it's been on the geometric closed sacred geometry, all right, that leads not back to infinite source in our true power, but it leads away from infinite source down into a downward spiraling timeline, which ends up in phantom earth and the phantom parallel universes. And that's not a good thing. You don't really want to go there unless you choose, but you have free will. So I'm just here to make you aware of the choices. All right. And that's one choice that many people will choose. And believe me, passive choices happen, because if you do not take action, you are passively consenting to that. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. It is what it is. And that's when you fall. If you think things are bad now, it's just going to get worse and worse, less and less freedom, to the point where you're not even part of this new earth, the true earth that is now ascending, rising, reintegrating. reforming. You're going to be more and more in this downward spiral of artificial technology, of AI that's looped around. You're going to find all your energy, all your quantum in that, and you're going to be pulled into a phantom parallel matrix. That's the bad news. Okay. Sorry. I just always like to say, I've got some good news, I've got some bad news. And they're saying, don't be so negative. Okay. So I won't. But what I just want to put that out there. And if that makes you feel a little bit fearful, okay, you know what? Everyone's like, well, let's move beyond fear. Let's move beyond fear. And yes, definitely we should. But in the lower frequencies, fear serves us for a purpose, okay? And it serves a purpose like, deer, get out of the headlights. You're going to get hit by the semi, or, do something, move. And when you are so far removed that you're not hearing the subtle symbols, the refined voices of your guides and your spiritual guides and all that, if you're not listening, you're going to start getting more and more massive jolts like I did this weekend. I got rear-ended. Okay, so it happens to us all. We have to pay attention. We have to listen to the signs and the symbols that are in our pathway. And if not, we're going to feel this anxiety. We're going to feel fear, which is motivating us to get out of the way of something. We're going to feel anger because it's making us feel, it's just an illusion, that we're a victim, that we're powerless. And when you feel anger, you're angry because you feel powerless. We're going to feel, a lot of these base emotions, but with that said, there's also a lot of it is just coming out right now. Okay. We're detoxing all this ancestral miasma, all these implants, all these things that are going on. Okay. So that's just part of the journey. So don't get hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself, but I'm going to tell you, the solutions. Okay. I'm going to tell you the solutions to all this, so not to worry. And, it's in my book, The Infinite Human. If you're getting lost, that's why I wrote it. It's getting harder and harder to find, but it's still available. Some people have said it takes a month to get on Amazon, but I really want people to get print copies and get it out of the net. Okay. So that's the 3D timeline. And that's on something we call the Fibonacci, death spiral. All right. And that's what has had us in its grasp. And it has siphoned off energy from prime creation. It was parasited off of the backs of we who are the quantum energy. Now, we talked about the separation of these two timelines, and many people are calling it 5D timeline, but it's not, it's really goes beyond 5D. It's into the higher dimensions, and it's the opening of the door that has been closed to us, to our access. We have not had the pass keys. It is the restructuring and resetting of our entire time matrix to prime creation, which is the KRYSTALA, like Christos, Christ, but it's with a K, KRYSTALA, crystal spiral of life, which returns us and recalibrates us and realigns us with what I call divine infinite source. So those are the choices right now. And I used to say 5G or 5D, but if you really study it, it goes way beyond just, the 5D. It's really allowing ourselves to have access to the higher dimensions that go up to the 15th dimensions, the Rishi levels, where non-corporeal guardian races reside. It's the divine mother and divine father that are returning, the electrical, magnetic, the higher aspects of ourselves, our Christos selves, our Rishi selves, our true ascended master selves, and our infinite source, having direct connection with infinite source. Okay, so those are the two timelines. And right now we're in a huge shift because in May of 2025, we're going to experience a snap where these are going to become even more delineated. So what does that mean? that means that you really want to use this time. And that's why many of us are getting inundated right now, inundated with all kinds of messages, with all kinds of, let's see, sorry, having a little problem here. I hope I didn't in my live stream. I did, didn't I? Okay. Sorry, guys. I just ran into a problem with my live stream, of course. I always do that. And okay, which brings me to the topic, which I want to talk about today, which is how we've done everything in our power to get us onto the World Wide Web. All right. There I am. And now I'm off of the internet, of course. And this is, okay, let's see if I can get this going again. I hope so. Okay. Sorry, pause, but this is very powerful what's happening. I think I'm still on. Okay, good. So now, I know many people actually think the ascension is happening on the internet. And of course, there's some really beautiful things about it. I'm on the internet right now. I paid to have a contract with Voice America because my videos were taken down from YouTube and I had my Facebook accounts terminated and I had things I needed to say. And when I say I was called to sign a contract, I get pushed. It's like, I just work here and I have to do it. So I did it. And I'm here and, I know a lot of people have thanked me, for the book I wrote, 30 years of a book I wrote, of, the things I do every day to give, information out. And, it's a joy to be of service and everyone is starting to do that now. But I want you to pay attention now, okay? Pay attention, heads up, because things have shifted, all right? Things have shifted. They're shifting on a very high level, but they're shifting in the lower dimensions. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about the shift. I'm going to talk to you about the good stuff. Okay, first I want to tell you what is happening now. Okay, so what is happening now on the internet? Okay. And it's amazing. All right. So, first of all, 2020, we were all shut down. We were all locked down. And the only way we had to communicate with anyone was on the internet. Now, if you pay attention over these past 4 years, everything has happened just calculated, just the way, the fallen angelics, the parasites, the cabal, whatever you call them, the finite entities that parasite off of our energy have wanted it to happen. And I'm in that level. And they have used the internet. First, it's been wonderful. It's like, you put a piece of cheese for the mice. And of course, that you shut everything, all the other food sources off. So of course, everyone's in the cage, in the net, and we're meeting everyone. We're finding our high vibe tribes, we're interviewing, we're talking like I am. We're sharing the truth. We're getting terminated, censored. We're back again. We're sharing it. We're getting terminated. We're just like the warriors, right? The warriors of light. We're out there, and now everyone's sharing all the memes and the latest disclosures and the latest videos, and it's a huge trauma. It's become nothing more than just a huge show. All right, show, and they've gotten really good at tagging us, following us, knowing who we are, and manipulating the algorithms. Okay, so what we're about to see now, and it's already happening. Okay, and they're getting everyone's energy, everyone's quantum onto inside the net. Okay, now I know everyone's like, this is great, this is wonderful. There's crypto billionaires. I even met one in Mexico who actually bought some land with it. So good, he got his crypto out of the crypt and into something alive like land, and starting a new earth community. But you're your best expert. You know what to do with your life. I'm never telling you what to do, but I am kind of trying to make sense of everything that's going on, because I know for me, when things are happening so fast, I sometimes lose clarity. And when I lose clarity, it's like being in Plato's cave and I don't see the way out. So what I'm going to do is show you the way out. All right. So hopefully, to give you not hopium, but to give you some tangible, real hope and some real things that you can do, even if they're baby steps, to reposition yourself out. Now, I wrote in my book, The Infinite Human, that, a lot of people don't even know that the net was first created. It's called the World Wide Web. Okay. What's a web? It catches flies, right? It catches things. And it was created by the U.S. military. All right. It's a military move, and it was created with all this whole future planned, all right, because they can completely control everything. And now they're getting all your finances. They want to remove any kinds of cash. And we still have, thank God, it's just my personal opinion, silver and gold coins and things like that. And we have books that are outside of the net, which I always tell people, buy my book and give it away, donate it to someone, we'll lend it out, because we're seeing this. So pay attention, okay? You're going to have to be giving more and more and more of your energy. You're having a choice every day. Are you going to give it to the net? Are you going to give it to something in cyberspace? Are you going to give it to something artificial? Or are you going to get it out, move yourself out of it? And that's the decision you're making moment to moment, all right? And, right now they're making it more and more so, the net, and they say when Neo wakes up and says, wake up, Neo, the Matrix has you. The Matrix is now the net, okay? And I'll tell you, I'll explain that to you geometrically and with high-minded colonic science in a minute. But it's artificial intelligence. And what they're doing now is inundating, flooding it with this is the age of information. Everyone's like, yeah, I remember looking so excited. Yeah, the age of information. I can publish all my books. I can do my talk show. I can get everything I've wanted to get out directly to people without a gatekeeper anymore. It's wonderful. It's the panacea, the solution to all problems, as artists, as musicians, we can share everything directly. And we can, except now pay attention, because what they're doing is they're flooding everything with AI. And I'm sure you all have noticed now everyone's like saying, oh, write your book through AI, create the perfect, spiritual workshop through AI. I mean, what they're saying is you don't do it. You let artificial hive-minded bot, controlled, algorithm create for you, and you just let them think for you, teach for you, do for you. I mean, pretty soon breathe for you. I mean, that's the agenda. Okay, I'm telling you the agenda. You don't have to buy into it, but that is the agenda. And now with Amazon, I'm noticing, okay, Amazon was great. And I told people last year, Amazon's great. I'm putting my book on Amazon, buy it, get it out. I used to say that. And I still say that if you can get it, they'll send it to you. But what's happening now is that AI written books, they ask you if you write it to make you think it's because they want people to have a choice. But the AI is getting the preferred algorithms now. So you're going to see anything that's artificially created by a computer over a human. Okay. Now they can manipulate our voices, our faces, and have us, because they've captured our images, say anything they want. Okay. The artificial, Fibonacci, the 3D timelines. And that's what 3D is descending into, more and more artificial, more and more removed from prime creation. All right. So now, and you're seeing so now what they're doing is they're trying to keep you entertained and plugged in to the net as much as possible, because the more you give of your energy. You're feeding that. You're feeding that Fibonacci. You're feeding that matrix. And every time you're looking into the black mirror, every time you're spending your energy and paying your attention to the latest meme, the latest political trauma, the latest disclosure, blurb, TikTok video, tweet, Pete, whatever. I don't know how it's good. You know what I'm saying? You are binding your brain. Algorithms are uniting, and I have the research of that. They've been doing that for years. DARPA has been studying how to do that. So it's binding your algorithms to this artificial finite time loop AI matrix of dissension. All right. Now, okay, we're on the internet. I'm on the internet now, and I signed a contract. But I've decided to use the rest of my time to spend everything talking, empowering, talking about energy, talking about the ascending frequency of our Mother Earth, and talking about creating new Earth communities, because that is the KRYSTALA spiral of prime creation. Okay, and I did get this off of Facebook, but I wanted to say it. We are going to be the generation that brings back ancient technologies, holistic healing, and the natural ways of living the world hasn't seen for a very, very long time. We are the bringers of the new Earth. All right. So this is so key. This is the good news. This is the good news. This is the KRYSTALA spiral, that every day you're choosing where you're paying your attention, where you're putting your energy, where you're placing your quantum. Are you starving the Fibonacci wolf and feeding the KRYSTALA wolf? Okay. So now, I know it's hard. The beginning is always hard, but in some ways it's also beautiful. But I'm not saying the founders are here, okay? And you're probably tuning into my voice right now because you are part of the founder races that have come here to lay the foundation for the new Earth. And it's a very delicate time. I think Dune begins that way, the movie, a beginning is always a delicate time, but the original Dune. But what it is it's delicate because we have to weave between, we have to take out from 3D and bring it over to the higher dimensions, to the new Earth. We have to salvage what we can from the finite Earth, especially like money and things like that. Money is energy, okay? The energy, we have to take our own quantum and begin to position it outside of this prison matrix, which means also outside of the internet. Internet wants to own you. It wants to, have you whatever retinal scans or who knows what, rectal scans. Who knows what they'll ask you to do to get your money, for example. But just to talk about money, you guys, the banks don't have to necessarily fail. They don't have to say, oh, the banks have all failed. No, all they have to do is just not give you your money through either the system crashes. Oh, yeah. Did it crash? Yes. Okay. So we know right there. I was cut off from internet, so you can get individually cut off. You can get the whole community I was in was cut off. As a community, you can get cut off. It's like the Saturnian, in ancient Saturnian times, the gods Saturn, Satan controlled the water to the village. That's how they controlled the village, and here we have a water problem in Sicily. It's August, but I have a big cistern, so I'm okay. See, you have to be smart. It's like when the Hebrews or the Jewish people were told, hey, get out of Germany, you want to listen. Okay, so there's going to be some that fall into the Fibonacci spiral, downward into a parallel universe. There's some that's going to barely scramble to get out. And there's some that are going to really, really prosper and take advantage of this time. So, you want to make sure you can get your money into something tangible that you can have on you, silver and gold. But I never give financial advice. I'm not going to tell you. I just, follow my intuition, and you have intuition. So the point I'm saying, over everything else, okay? Because you're going to see all kinds of YouTube influencers, and I listen to a really good holistic doc that I tune into a lot of times when I have some kind of problems in my body, and he gives usually really good advice. Well, he was explaining how the algorithms are placing him at the bottom. They're not, because he doesn't follow the medical, narrative. We all kind of know what that's like during the COVID days. It's because he doesn't follow that, his algorithms are going to bury him. Me, I've been buried. I'm buried with a stake through my heart on most of these, and you're going to see more and more people that really have something to say from a high frequency status become, just disappear. And you know what? If you've noticed all those people are disappearing, well, that's really what the rapture is about. The rapture's not about, spaceships coming and taking you out. It's about people leaving the net. I mean, there's a point where we're all in here. And this is one of the reasons I think I was pushed to do the talk show, because I'm here to say, warning, danger. It's okay to use it, but know why you're using it. Get in, get out, but don't place all your energy, all your quantum, all your money, all your identity, allowing the net to tell you if you can withdraw this much money from the ATM or pay this bill or sign up for the service or, blah, 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 because it's going in that direction, guys. So what does that mean? What's the solution? What's the cure for this? Okay. Because I notice now, oh God, so many people are always sending me, like the latest disclosure. Well, this is a clone of a clone of a clone. Or did you hear about, the Van Goghs or whatever? I'm not going to even get into that because it's like gossip. It's become gossip. Disclosure has become nothing more than ridiculous gossip. And it's making, what I always say, I'm a conspiracy therapist because it's all true, but it's making, the whole thing just seem outrageous and people are like so sick of it. I understand why. But you know what? If you know the problem, all right, you need to understand the problem. You need to really understand the problem. Okay. If you know the problem, then you need to stop talking about it, because you're feeding the problem. It means you like the problem. Once you know the problem, you have to find the solution. Okay. I'll give you just a real short heads up, and then we're going to take a break. But basically, this is a red pill enema, guys. Okay. Everything is screwed up. That's what my book is about. The first 21 chapters is telling you how everything from government, medicine, religion, education, entertainment, Hollywood, I have a hooray for Hollywood, is all fallen. And I'm going to tell you something that might blow your little mind, but some of you not. We're in a time matrix, which is composed of five harmonic universes. I mean, it's massive, okay? This time matrix fell 260 billion years ago. And entities, okay, I know this sounds weird, like, oh, okay, you're driving your car, what? But entities from parallel fallen matrices that need to feed because they have been severed from the vine of divine and they're rotting, and they have to parasite their energy off of others, have wormholed into ours, and they have been fighting over us through. And yes, there are reptilians, draconians, but that's just a small part of this whole drama. And there's also a Tothian Luciferian faction. And those two of the Elohim Anu, the highest of high, and the draconians, Stargate, we're talking Stargate 11, Stargate 10, have been fighting and been infiltrated by parallel falling universes for billions of years. And then every war that you've seen on this planet, I mean, once in a while, Guardians and the Christic humans would get involved, but usually they were just pawns, okay? And they were fighting over us and our genetics, but mostly the planet, because they wanted to take hold of Earth and use it to pull the whole time matrix into their fallen parallel universes, all right? So that's the true history in a nutshell. So what I'm saying is that what you see in the political arena, bad upon bad. What you see with the raider races that have invaded, bad raiding races and trying to build their own armies to fight against one another. There's no good fight anymore. It's just a fight between bad and bad. So fighting, you're not going to win. In fact, the whole thing is a done deal. We have already won because fail safe has been put into place in 2017, and we are now resetting and realigning with the KRYSTALA spiral of life. What they want now is food to go. They want to keep you entertained, keep you feeding their finite net and their matrix, while organic life right beside you, right in front of your eyes, if you move your cell phone and look at Mother Ocean or look at the mountains or look at the trees, is rising in frequency. And if you allow yourself to position yourself firmly grounded in Mother Earth, really opening up to these higher frequencies, biosyncing with Earth and all organic life, your frequency will rise and you will know the truth, not inside a net, but you will just know it inside of yourself. And that's what it's all about, tuning inward to infinite source within you. So we're just going to take a really short break now, and I'll be back in just a few minutes.
For more empowering words from Elizabeth Monroy and Dr. Peter Monroy, check out their latest book, The Infinite Human, an ascension guide for starseeds, twin souls, and awakening infinite humans, the co-creators of the new infinite 5D Earth. You'll also find many spiritual books to help both children and adults in their ascension back to home, to infinite God Source. Isn't it time to be part of the new consciousness renaissance? If this resonates with you, please subscribe to our website at infinitehuman.com and become part of our growing Infinite Human family.
Welcome back to the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. Do you have a question or comment for Elizabeth or her guests? Please call us at 888-346-9141. That's 888-346-9141. You can also text or email your questions and comments to infinitehumanproductions@gmail.com. Now, back to the show.
Hello, and welcome back to the Infinite Human Talk Show. I'm Elizabeth Monroy, and we've been talking about the two timeline splits, the choice of being encapsulated in the Fibonacci spiral of AI in the net, or stepping out of it, positioning yourself out of it to be a co-creator of the new Earth. So the rest of this broadcast is going to be about co-creating the new Earth. And in fact, the rest of my talk show, I'm going to dedicate the time that I have left in my contract, and we'll see if I continue or not, but it's going to be all about the rising frequencies of our Mother Earth, how to tune into them, how to tap into them, how to biosync with them, and how to come together in communities of co-creating a new Earth. And that's what we're going to focus on, because as I said before, if you know the problem, and almost everyone knows the problem now, if you don't, get a copy of my book, The Infinite Human. The first 21 chapters are all about the problem. And basically it says everything is screwed up, okay? Everything is totally fucked up, all right? So it's time to start something new. And the good news is we have all the energy of the multiverse, of the universe, of infinite source behind us. But yeah, it's kind of scary because it's like, what do I do? Because we're like, comatose little sheep that are waking up and realizing we're lions. We're like, oh my gosh, and every day we're realizing more and more how powerful we are, how beautiful we are, how creative we are, how infinite we are. So this is kind of a pep talk, kind of an inspirational talk, but that's really all we can do. That's all I can do. I can't do it for you. I can't save you. I can't, educate you, because the true knowledge comes from within. All I can do is just remind you. And hopefully by telling you this is going to open up the pathways of stored memories and contracts that you agreed to before you incarnated this lifetime. And I know listening to me now are some highly encrypted souls. When I say highly encrypted, it means you carry very high genetics. You're great souls. You came from the beyond, from very high dimensions to incarnate now. And many of you don't have a clue as to who you are, because for your own safety, You were hidden in and out of time. And many of you are just perhaps hearing my words and it's acting as a trigger because, and someone made a comment a while back, I wish I could remember her name, but it was a very wise comment. She said, we all know what to do, but we're being, activated in different sequences for our own safety. Because, just for me trying to get this information to you today, if you listen to the beginning, I mean, it was so hard. I just had internet a few minutes before. So I had a lot of help with that. So, it is hard, especially the beginning, because, there's the let's say the finite side, the dark side, the parasites have lost. They know it too. And they're desperately trying to take as many souls with them as they can. And, that's what they do. And they do it very well because their whole existence depends on us. But we have come here, many of us, and we're the strong, we have what it takes. And as I'm telling you this, I'm telling myself too, because I'm not going to pretend it's easy, because it can be challenging. It really, really, really can. But you know what? Let's look at the goal. Let's look at the future. Let's see what it would be like if we all did this. What if we actually, and I'm not saying it's easy, because I've tried to I've got several different properties that I've looked at, and I've ran into problems with the 3D Earth, dealing with the government and the lawyers and the laws and the this and the that. You can do this, but you can't do this, and you can't do this with this land, And the whole idea, of course, of owning, in the higher dimensions, you don't own Mother Earth. We're guardians of Mother Earth, just to get that clear, okay? But we are in this very delicate time of taking the quantum out of the finite Earth and moving it onto the new Earth. So it's time for us to get together and get land, the right places on the right ley lines with the right energetic, potential, because we're going to have to work to bring it back. We're going to have to restore and clear out the grids, which only can be done by people who have also clearing their inner selves. So they're not putting more gunk, miasma, distortions into the grids. So you really want to get your, activate your plasma body, get your Cathara grid restored, correct your macabre spins, correct your own internal architecture, so you can be a positive influence in holding and raising and holding that high frequency. And now we're in a time, and I've had Eon Parks on here. We've talked a lot about Tartarian architecture. And then August 1st, we're having Face Simple, and we're having Eon Parks back to talk about energy and how this Numi wave and the Crystal River host is interfacing with our ley lines system. And Faye's a dowser from England. So she's very attuned to ley lines and helping people correct the energy in their homes and things like that. So we're going to talk about how this interfaces through you, because as you work this, you are clearing yourself and clearing that if you're doing it properly. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. But the most important thing you can do now to actually ascend is not, learning, it's nice to learn things from the internet, and I have done it. And in fact, today I was getting some more information from the freedom teachings, and I had that website I couldn't access it. All right. So that told me, okay, I love to learn this and run the frequencies, and I'm a student of colonic science always, but, which is what was supposed to be in the Bible, the Mahabharata, the Siddhadori plates, the Emerald records. So I'm always going to there because it just helps me understand things in such a high-minded true scientific way. But it's not always going to be available. It's time to start going inside and connecting with infinite source within, with the guardian races within, as you and claiming your birthright as a guardian and part of your family of guardians, and as guardians of this planet. Okay, so we need to take our positions as guardians. And this is going to happen in many different ways. I mean, there are going to be people that hopefully can get enough of their quantum energy out of the net and actually buy land and start, building structures, creating permaculture, or, you can call it many different names, but restoring, regenerating the soil and creating a foundation for people that's with sustainable living, with homes that are off the grid, and that that are outside of the systems. And we're going to see the Tartarian architecture and technology start coming back online. So I know a lot of people are, but how do I generate power? And we have all these really, solar panels and wind. Yes, that's good, but there's so much more, guys. There's so much more. And I just want to say a little note, because I had a person say, yeah, but quantum computers are coming. That's, that's the future. I listened to the quantum a scientist who wrote very well-known book on quantum mechanics, and he said in an interview, he said the quantum computer can't hold a candle to the human brain. Okay. And as our brains, start to expand, those elongated craniums, it's happening. I know. That's one of the reasons I've had to pull so many teeth. My cranium is like, I'll wake up, oh my God, my cranium. But, as we start to ascend and restore our own internal and external creation, our plasma bodies, our catharogrids, our Christic divine blueprints, we will have these abilities too. So, again, if it's external, it can be controlled, and they'll just take the net and bring it into the quantum. So, you'll have everything on there where they can control it. You want everything inside of you. All right. And you connected to our Mother Earth and the ancient technologies, which are not just technologies, they were healing technologies. They raised the frequency within you and in the area around. These were resonating domes. We call them, here in Catholic land, we call them Catholic, cathedrals, but they weren't. They were Tartarian buildings that would pull the electricity and the energy from the ethers and spin it around and bathe the whole communities, a huge area, in these higher frequencies that gave electricity and healing and everything they needed. So these are coming back online, but it's going to take a lot of faith. It's going to take, getting these communities together, holding these high frequencies. And then once we have the foundation for this, then we can add to it. We can start teaching these true principles, the hidden history of our planet. We can start teaching children, not even teaching them, allowing them, empowering their gifts and unique talents so they can, the future generations will be free and powerful and infinite. And we can also begin to, create art that celebrates and connects us on a heart and soul level. We can create conscious films and media and plays and all kinds of things. We can come together in the physical, and we can travel from one community to the other. And what's going to happen is these communities are the new Earth, and as I wrote in the Infinite Human, and when I wrote it, I thought, are you sure? You sure you want me to write this? I'm like, write that. So, but what's going to happen is these communities, New Earth communities, these points of high frequencies are going to hold together the template of our planet as it reconstructs itself. All the shattered and splattered pieces of our Earth are going to come back together. And we're talking Tara, Gaia, Aurora, medium Earth, and of course, Eartha and M3 and Andromeda. It's all going to come back together, all these dimensions. And because that's going to be giving out such a high frequency, so much energy, this finite AI FIBONACCI network, which has been encasing us, it's going to be like a scab that is just going to break open and then just exfoliate off into the phantom matrix. That's the phantom matrix of Earth, and it will shed it like a skin. And it will be a beautiful thing for us because everything is just going to come back online. It's going to be like, wow, we're all, we're there. We're in the golden age. We're holy. We've been restored. And but for those who are still, thinking, and I saw something where this lady says tomorrow's like yesterday and yesterday's like tomorrow, and it will be like that for them. They might be living in the same little house and watching the same television shows and on the internet, and they won't even know it. I just saw a video about someone who was dead and they didn't even know it. That happens a lot. People die and they don't know it. People are in a fallen matrix and they have no idea. They have no idea, and they'll just think, well, where did all these people go? And that, that's my take on the rapture, because they'll think, oh, we were raptured, in some ways we were raised into the higher dimensions, but, and that's why I have been talking about this so much, because I want to give everyone informed choices. Not doing anything is a choice. Passive consent is a choice, okay? So you say, well, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? Well, what do you do? That's a great question, all right? So let's look at that for the next 10 minutes we have here. What do you do? Okay, take a moment to just take inventory, okay? You probably do it all the time. You pay taxes, if you have a business, you have to take inventory. Take inventory and look, even just look online at where your money goes, your bank account. Where is your energy? Because money is energy in the standby mode. Where is all your energy going? Okay. Where is it going? All right. Is it going to feed the wolf, the Fibonacci 3D matrix wolf? The finite net? Is it going, you're buying this and that, online and whatever. It doesn't matter if it's online, but, are you spending? Are you a good little consumer? Because I know when I get into America, it's really hard, And in fact, I used to get all my stuff on Amazon. I just decided that's it. I'm not doing Amazon anymore because it's not taking returns back. It's turned into, it's done what it was supposed to do. Just like in my mother used to tell me that my grandfather had a wonderful little grocery store, the local produce. He had relatives in Matthews County who would bring fresh oysters and fish, and, everything would be sold right there in this little grocery store. Well, Kroger's came in, ran them out of business because they had lower prices and good quality at that time. Try to go into a Kroger's now and see what you see. It's all genetically modified. So those who, get out first, get their money out, get themselves out of the net, are going to prosper. It's going to take faith. Because you're going to look around and say, wow, look at this person. They're driving that. And look at this house. I've got a beautiful house. Why would I want to sell it or mortgage it or what? Why? I have a house. I clap my hands. Alexia tells me when to wipe my ass. Okay. So, yeah, it looks great. It's a Truman Show. It looks great right now, especially for Americans. And when I go there, I'm like, God, this looks so great. It's so easy. I don't have to do anything. I get in my climate-controlled car, go into my climate-controlled house, tell Siri to play this music, or Wavy tells me to turn right, turn left, wipe my nose. And it's wonderful. It's easy. But you know what? It's going to be easier on the other timeline, the KRYSTALA spiral. And this one's going to get more and more tough. You're going to be driving you crazy to get all the passwords and all the keys and all the codes and everything and all the algorithms you need to thrive on the internet. In fact, you'll just be surviving on the internet. And whereas you've been taught, out there in the nature, the wild, it's dangerous. You have to work hard. You have to, farmers are lowly people, and next week we're going to talk about women, because women are so connected to our Mother Earth. That's where we get our power, like the movie Tara, Scarlett O'Hara. I'll never go hungry again. So we're going to talk about that next week. And we're going to also talk about the Malta as being, the past key and where the first fall came, where the where our Mother Earth was taken away from the goddesses, from the divine feminine and divine mother power pack. So that's another reason for women, and I'm going to say, I always said, the women are going to lead the way. And this is not to hate. We're both masculine and feminine, so this is not to create a hate war between the sexes. God knows we've had that. It's to heal that. But we've been in a dark masculine prison that's imprisoned both the men and the women have not had any power. And now the women, we've been put in gilded cages and, made to think beauty is about, having all these, artificial things put on us or attached to us or done to us. And in fact, beauty and ascension and the higher frequencies come from you are one with your Mother Earth. So when you get back to that and really remembering how to communicate with the Deva spirits of the trees, talk to the trees, when you can talk to the fairies, the kingdoms, the gnome kingdoms, when you can understand the energetic, mapping and activating and energizing with the ley lines and how that works with you, and just get back to that, good witchy, whatever you call it, the druid, the Celtic, that mother, nature, Mother Earth, symbolism and symbiosis. That's where true ascension is going to come, not inside the net. So I gave you a lot to think about today. Woo! And we're winding up, and I really appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate so much, all your comments and support. Please subscribe to my website, www.infinitehuman.com. And if you don't hear from me, it's because I've been buried, censored, buried in the algorithms, etc. So you can always stay in touch with me through my website, hopefully for now, infinitehuman.com. Put your email in and check it regularly. Clear your spam box because, of course, it always goes there. And I send out newsletters, and I just love to hear from you. You can send me an email anytime. And I think I'll just say this. I think my audiobook of The Infinite Human is on my website, and it is for free. I haven't figured out how to monetize it. I was trying to charge $9. I might put a button on there if you want to donate, but just so you can hear it. I mean, it as easy as possible because it just kind of goes through blah, 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 and why we need to. The last chapter is, creating a new earth. All right. So I think that gave you a lot to reflect on for now, tomorrow, and the years to come. And I just want to send out so much love radiating from my heart for all of you. I hope this helps in these very powerful and shifting times so you can get on the highest timeline and step into the highest version of your infinite self and share and make the greatest change, be the greatest change by sharing your unique gifts, talents with your passion for life. Okay. Love to you all, and ciao from now from Sicily. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Infinite Human Talk Show with your host, Elizabeth Monroy. We hope today's episode has inspired you to join the new consciousness renaissance and be the change by reclaiming your true divine infinite nature within and becoming an infinite human and a co-creator of the new infinite earth. Tune in next week for another empowering episode. Until then, have an infinite week.
All right, we're all clear. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Bye. Have a great week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.